introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Our next contest is scheduled for 4 rounds in the welterweight division. Our referee is Wayne Kelly. Introducing first in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, weighing 146 pounds and making his professional debut from Brooklyn, New York. Here's Ray Robinson. And in the red corner, wearing the white trunks, tipping the scales at 145 pounds, undefeated as a professional with 4 wins, 3 of them by knockout, from Brooklyn, New York, also Jimmy McMahon.
23 years old, Jimmy McMahon from County Meath, Ireland. He's been in the U.S. for 5 years. He's living in Brooklyn. And he got into boxing by way of our good friend and former professional, Seamus McDonough. Seamus's father trained Jimmy McMahon in Ireland.
Well, now, where is Seamus tonight?
I don't know. Maybe he's watching. I didn't see him in the audience. But I'm sure he'll be watching. And Teddy Atlas is the manager and co-trainer of Jimmy McMahon. Ray Robinson is from Caroline, Puerto Rico, now living in Brooklyn since 1989. And he says this is a dream come true for him. His pro debut, he says his parents used to laugh at him when he said he wanted to be a professional boxer. But his parents are now watching in Puerto Rico tonight. Robinson is 22 years old.
And they must be fight fans to give him the name Ray Robinson. But Sam, you know, McMahon has a couple of things going for him in this fight. He has Kelly as the referee. Gallagher's in the corner.
And Clancy's announcing.
But if he can't fight, nothing's going to help him.
Jimmy McMahon is off to a great start. He turned pro June the 10th. And since then, has fought once a month, and actually this is his second fight this month. His last fight was 10 days ago. He stopped Boykin Beatty in the 3rd round.
He looks like a typical stand-up European fighter though, Sam. Really works that left jab, works the left jab. Doesn't look like he has too much head movement. McMahon.
Let him go, break. Step back.
A little rabbit punch from Jimmy McMahon. Gets a warning from Wayne Kelly. Looping left hand by Robinson scored.
Well, we mentioned that Kelly stands, McMahon stands straight up. And I think you can hit him with these looping punches because he really doesn't have too much head movement to get out of the way of punches.
Robinson told us basically he's a puncher. His best punch is the right hand, and he said he likes to use the uppercut, though we haven't seen it yet.
He got nailed with a pretty good right hand by McMahon, and it didn't seem to bother him a bit, Sam. I don't think McMahon can punch much harder than that.
And McMahon using the jab pretty well and coming underneath with the right hand.
Clean break, step back.
Good jab that time by McMahon. Slowed down the charge of Robinson. McMahon putting the punches together and a little busier than Ray Robinson.
And Robinson does seem to be the heavier puncher of the two.
End of round 1. And in Robinson's corner, trainer Willie Padilla told him, this is not sparring, this is a fight, get going. And he landed a good right hand.
Almost put McMahon.
And another one. Robinson really opening up, a little wrestling going on here. And Wayne Kelly steps in. But Robinson throwing some bombs.
He paid attention to that corner, I'll tell you that. It's not the same Robinson that fought the 1st round.
Robinson did not fight much as an amateur, only 20 amateur fights.
And again, Sam, McMahon doesn't seem to have too much flexibility. And if he gets nailed with a good solid punch, I think he's subject to hit the canvas.
McMahon, we've seen in the Golden Gloves, New York Golden Gloves, had over 50 amateur fights. He ran into Sean Daughtry the last couple of years, and Daughtry beat him. Another looping right hand lands for Robinson. He's throwing the big bombs, and they are landing. McMahon is taking them pretty well. And the left hook lands by Robinson.
Again, that McMahon is standing straight up. He's right there to be hit. And Robinson's doing the hitting right now.
Man, mouth wide open, breathing heavily. Robinson.
There's no change to McMahon's pattern. He stands outside and he pumps that left hand. You can just time it when he throws that left hand at you. You can nail him with counter punches, which is what Robinson is doing. Now just watch, he'll start sticking that left hand right out again.
Is he too mechanical, Gil?
Too mechanical, that would be the name.
Robinson swinging with that left hook and just missing. And Wayne Kelly can't get him apart. He's telling both fighters to obey his commands. Wayne Kelly taking charge. The fighters acknowledge. Robinson not using any jabs to move inside.
Well, what he's doing, Sam, he's trying to time McMahon's jab, and then he tries to weave and throw a left hook.
Man landed a good combination against the ropes.
There's that left hook of Robinson's again.
But Gil, do you think Robinson may be getting too home run happy, trying to land that one big shot?
Well, Sam, that would be his best chance to win the fight, and I think he's doing the right thing. But he's expending a lot of energy. Whether he can carry that through for 4 rounds is another thing.
Coming to the bell to end round 2.
Let's take a look at some of this action. There's that looping right hand by Ray Robinson. That should never land on a professional fighter, but again, McMahon stands straight up. The target is there. You just throw the punches and you land them.
Robinson complaining of a low blow. Wayne Kelly talking to both fighters. Robinson again loading up. Telegraphs that right hand, Gil. He seems to wind up.
But even though he telegraphs it, Sam, but McMahon makes no attempt to get out of the way. If he doesn't block a punch with his arms, he gets nailed with the punch if the guy's accurate. I mean, the guy can just throw a punch and miss, but McMahon's not doing anything to make him miss.
How'd you score the first 2 rounds?
I gave the first round to McMahon, the second round to Robinson.
Me too.
And you know, McMahon has one of the best trainers in the business in his corner with Teddy Atlas. I didn't hear the strategy, but if I was Teddy, I would tell him to start moving forward, move inside those looping punches, and throw more than a jab. Good straight 1-2 might be the answer right now.
That time a pretty good combination by McMahon.
Well, that's what he has to do. He can't back up, Sam, and he can't stand outside and try to study Robinson, because if he does, Robinson has all day to throw those wide punches.
Again, Robinson walking straight in, Gillen, not working his way in.
And in McMahon's corner, they told him to get off. So apparently, Teddy Atlas does want him to fight the way I suggested that he fight.
No hold, come on.
And
again, Wayne Kelly telling the fighters, and this time Jimmy McMahon, to obey his commands. A lot of wrestling here. Again, you have Ray Robinson in the black trunks making his pro debut. Not seen any ring action since 1990 when he fought as an amateur. He said he went back to Puerto Rico after getting frustrated, was unable to get his pro career going. Finally, this is it. Fight number 1 for him. For Jimmy McMahon, fight number 5 since he turned pro in June. Good right hand by McMahon. Good combination by McMahon. He got out of trouble just when it seemed like Robinson was going to counter.
And, you know, he's nailed Robinson with his best punches, and nothing's really happened. And every time Robinson hits McMahon, something happens. But up to this point in this round, Sam, I've given it to McMahon.
He got very busy. It's been a good round for him. End of round 3. Wayne Kelly has to pry them apart. And Jimmy McMahon back into the corner. There's trainer Teddy Atlas. Tommy Gallagher in the corner as well. Up here in Catskill, New York, Teddy Atlas works.
Listen to me, Jimmy. You're pro now. Are you listening? Give me some order to this ring. Now listen. You win this round, you win. You can't pull back with that lazy jab. I notice when you jab, you're not even looking at him. Look at him. And when you jab, you got to either weave or step in with the right hand, and his right hand will go past you or bend. Don't jab that long jab and pull back and throw right hands. He's going to come out like a house on fire thrown at you. You understand? And he's going to be throwing all long right hands. I want you to either weave that or step inside. Jimmy, last round we're going to touch him up. We want set up and get off with those quick 1-2s. You're too fast for him. Jimmy, you got to hit him below, Jimmy. Beat him with those jabs with right hands. Take a jab to the side and set up again. Jimmy, come on, Jimmy. Better bring this home, Jimmy. Win this round. Jimmy, come on.
All right, you heard it. Pretty good instructions, Gil.
I think that Teddy Atlas gave him the key to how to win the fight. Now, whether or not he can do it is another thing. Atlas told him he has to move his head a little bit and step inside those looping punches, not to throw a lazy jab and step straight back, that's when you get nailed with those wide punches that you're not supposed to get hit with. There was McMahon jabbing and moving backwards, which Atlas does not want him to do. Wants him to step in with the jab. 4th and final round. McMahon has been the 4-round distance once in his previous 4 fights. Got nailed with a right, but he counters back. He's upset with the way Robinson lowered the shoulder into his midsection, and he tells that to referee Wayne Kelly. Robinson just did not throw enough punches last round, and up to this point in this round, he's not being busy enough either. Whether he's tired or still may land a big one.
I think Robinson is just lacking a little bit in basic fundamentals here, Gil, and he's got the big bombs, but nothing else to complement them. The uppercut on the inside by Robinson. Even
that punch by Robinson is effective. Robinson's got heavy hands, Sam. You're born with those. Nobody can teach you that.
McMahon has made him miss as they work on the inside.
McMahon may just win this fight with experience. He's had 4 pro fights.
Basically, McMahon has gotten off 4 and 5 punch flurries that have been effective. Robinson has to rely on landing 1 big punch.
That's about his chance in this fight right now, Sam. And believe me, until the final bell rings, it could happen.
Now McMahon has been able to push Robinson back, where earlier it was Robinson doing the pushing. Here McMahon has effectively backed Robinson to the ropes and kind of negated that power.
Well, he's paying attention to what Atlas told him. He said, stay inside. Don't stay inside those looping punches. Don't go outside where you can get nailed.
Ooh, that right hand just missed.
I saw that one coming, Sam.
Final seconds. Robinson trying to land that right hand, and that's it. And they keep going. Oh, and Robinson wanted to throw a big punch right over the referee. Oh, they wanted extra time.
Robinson should have been that active during the last 2 rounds, not after them.
Maybe they should make this a 5 or 6 rounder.
Well, the next 2 rounds may be back in the dressing room, Sam.
Ooh, Robinson watches. Here are the final seconds. There's a right on the top of the head. Now here's the bell. Now Wayne Kelly's trying to get in without getting hit. That's tough enough. Now look at Robinson. He wound up with a big right hand. He wanted to throw it. And finally, cooler heads prevail. Ray Robinson in his pro debut. And we'll say hello to his parents in Caroline, Puerto Rico. Watched him. But I think McMahon won this fight. What do you think?
I do too. I had it 3 rounds to 1 for McMahon. But again, as far as potential is concerned, Sam, these guys with the big punch are the guys I like. If Robinson could be taught a lot more than he showed tonight, I think he could be a pretty good fighter.
I think, personally, I felt that really was what was missing, was the jab. There were no jabs from Ray Robinson, no working his way in, and no body shots. It was just looking for the big bomb.
One big bomb after the other.
Cards have been collected, and Ward Todd will announce the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Don Nodecker saw the fight 39-37. Judge Wynn Kintz calls it 39-37. And Judge Don Ackerman also saw it 39-37 for the winner, Jimmy McMahon.
All 3 judges, a 3-1 victory, 39-37, and 10-point must scoring. And Jimmy McMahon remains unbeaten. He's been very busy as a pro and a good start to his pro career. 23 years old, he celebrates his birthday with his 5th win. He's 5-0 as he wins the unanimous decision over Ray Robinson. Jimmy McMahon.